Ben Affleck calls it quits on his Brentwood rental. Is another split on the horizon? These are my LA diaries. It's official. Ben Affleck has purchased a new multi-million-dollar home in Los Angeles, California, and now TMZ is reporting that his divorce from J-Lo is inevitable. Here is a complete timeline of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's relationship. Some might call it the A to Z of Bennifer, and yes, I am 100% wearing a velour tracksuit in honor of Jenny from the block. In 2001, Jen meets Ben. The pair first met on the set of their movie rom-com Gigli. While the movie bombed at the box office, those flames couldn't compete with J-Lo and Ben's chemistry. According to Us Weekly, J-Lo was married to her second husband, Chris Judd, but she filed for divorce shortly after she met Ben Affleck. She was wild about the Good Will Hunting star. In 2002, Ben made a cameo in Jennifer's Jenny from the Block music video. The video acts as commentary on the tabloid's obsession with the relationship, which we know still exists today. It included surveillance footage and pap photos of the two like on yachts and walking down the street holding hands. I still love that video, and it is still a bop to this day. In November of 2002, just like that, the pair are engaged. Jennifer confirmed the engagement in an interview with Diane Sawyer. She explained that Ben proposed to her with a 6.1 carat pink diamond from Harry Winston that reportedly cost $2.5 million. She was over the moon. In 2003, Ben and Jen collaborated together on yet another movie. Jennifer played the dead wife of Ben's character in Jersey Girl. Jennifer Lopez's brief appearance as Ollie's, Affleck's wife, who dies early in the film, was noted primarily due to their then high-profile relationship. Some critics felt her presence was more of a distraction than a meaningful part of the movie. Jersey Girl did not perform well at the box office and was considered a commercial disappointment. It struggled to find an audience, particularly due to the negative buzz surrounding Affleck and Lopez's previous film, Gigli. In September 2003, Bennifer mysteriously postponed their wedding just days before the two were set to officially get married. They released a joint statement. It said, due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry. We began to feel that the spirit of what should have been the happiest day of our lives could be compromised. We felt what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our families, and our friends. In January of 2004, we discovered that the relationship was over. On January 22nd, the two publicly ended their engagement. Jennifer confirmed the news through her spokesperson, saying, I am confirming the report that Jennifer Lopez has ended her engagement to Ben Affleck. At this difficult time, we ask that you respect her privacy. Looking back on this time in their lives in 2010, Jennifer talked about the pressure in the media that was put on their relationship during a guest appearance on the Graham Norton show. She said, I love Ben. He's a great guy, but it was a lot for both of us to be under that type of siege for 2 years straight. She said, we were on the cover of every magazine every week. It was just a weird thing. Our relationship, I think, did suffer because of that. That's not the only reason, but I think it definitely played a part in the dynamic of our relationship. Now, in a 2022 interview with Apple Music, she said it was so painful after we broke up. Once we called off that wedding 20 years ago, it was the biggest heartbreak of my life. And I honestly felt like I was going to die. It set me on a spiral for the next 18 years where I couldn't get it right. But now, 20 years later, it does have a happy ending. It has the most would never happen in Hollywood ending. They would be like, that would never happen. So we're not going to write that because nobody would believe it ending. Now, back to 2004, only months after their official breakup in June of 2004, Jennifer Lopez marries Mark Anthony, the Mark Anthony. In her 2014 book, True Love, Jennifer remembers the period between announcing her split from Ben and marrying Mark, who is an international sensation, saying, "Ben and I split up at the moment when I thought we were committing to each other forever. It was my first real heartbreak. It felt like my heart had been torn out of my chest. I sought out comfort in another person, tried to find someone who could make me feel loved, and wanted it in my loneliest hour. Mark came back into my life 3 days after I should have been at the altar saying I do to another man." She said, thinking back, maybe deep down, I knew this was a Band-Aid on that cut, that my wound hadn't been stitched or healed. Mark and Jen welcomed twins in 2008. They separated, sadly, in 2014. Only a year after Jennifer is married, Ben Affleck marries actress Jennifer Garner in 2005. The couple welcomed 3 children together over the years. The two divorced in 2018. A lot of discussion about the split focused on Ben's relationship with alcohol, but the pair have remained close friends and are often, to this day, photographed together, hugging and laughing, and they seem to be very, very good friends. In April 2021, drumroll please, Bennifer reunites. All it took was a plague. Jen ended her highly publicized engagement to athlete Alex Rodriguez, and almost immediately, reports started circulating that Ben Affleck was photographed visiting Jen's LA home. Less than a month later, a source told E! News, they really care for each other and they picked up right where they left off. A source told People they both seem committed to making things work. Fast forward to 1 year later, Ben and Jen engaged again. After adding a diamond ring emoji to her Twitter name, Jennifer announced that she and Ben had gotten engaged in an exclusive video published to her personal fan newsletter in April of 2022. "Did you ever imagine your biggest dream could come true?" she wrote. "Saturday night, while at my favorite place on earth in the bubble bath, my beautiful love got on one knee and proposed. I was taken totally off guard and just looked in his eyes, smiling and crying at the same time, trying hard to get my head around the fact that after 20 years, this was happening all over again. I was quite literally speechless." And he said, "Is that a yes?" I said, "Yes, of course that's a yes." Bennifer tied the knot in a surprise Las Vegas wedding at midnight on July 17th, 2022. Jennifer wrote, "They were right when they said all you need is love. We are so grateful to have that in abundance, a new wonderful family of 5 amazing children, and a life that we have never had more reason to look forward to." She added, "Stick around long enough and maybe you'll find the best moment of your life in a drive-through in Las Vegas at 12:30 in the morning in the Tunnel of Love drive-through with your kids and the one you'll spend forever with. Love is a great thing, maybe the best of things and worth waiting for." Just a few weeks later, after their Vegas wedding, the couple tied the knot in a second ceremony in August of 2022. Now, this was a private ceremony on Ben's Georgia estate with celebrity friends and family. The ceremony had a classic white-themed color palette. Jennifer wore a custom Ralph Lauren gown with a dramatic train, while Ben Affleck donned a classic tuxedo. The couple exchanged vows in an outdoor ceremony, and most of the details were kept pretty under wraps. In November of 2022, Jennifer said that her relationship with Ben inspired her to record her latest album. Ahead of the release of her album, This Is Me Now, and in honor of the 20th anniversary of her third studio album, This Is Me Then, Lopez sat down with Apple Music, where she revealed that Ben inspired her to get into the recording studio in both instances 20 years ago and now. The album This Is Me Then really captured a moment in time where I fell in love with the love of my life. It's all just right there on the record, and I didn't even realize what was happening or what I was doing. It was just every day going from the set to the recording studio, doing the thing, being in love, him coming into the studio. She says, when I listen to the lyrics now, I didn't even realize that I was writing some of our story that would happen. The pop star continued, when he came back into my life, again, the same thing happened where I felt so inspired and so overtaken with emotion that it was just pouring out of me. When I feel good, I write music, and I wrote music, and I got in the studio in May. And by August, when we got married, it was done. But there wasn't just music on the way. In February of 2024, Jen revealed that Ben encouraged her to finish writing a movie. During a press conference for Jen's movie musical inspired by the songs from her album of the same name, Jen discussed how Ben helped boost her confidence and pushed her to finish the script. Audience and critics were heavily critical of this project. She self-financed the film, and it allegedly went over the $20 million budget. But she wasn't done. If you had hit your Bennifer quota by February 2024, too bad. The Greatest Love Story Never Told documentary was about to give you even more details behind the scenes of one of Hollywood's sexiest and at this point overexposed couples. In Jen's Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, the couple open up about their initial breakup. Jen says, Ben and I broke up 3 days before our wedding, and we crumbled under the pressure. You think you're doing okay, so you shrug it off. I had a broken heart once I lost the love of my life, my best friend, and I couldn't talk for so many years, and that was the hardest part. Jen actually tells Ben, I think I was angry at you for a long time, but that heartbreak set both of us on a course to figure ourselves out, to being better people. I think I've forgiven you all the way. I think I need to forgive myself for some things. Ben said, getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. Then I sort of realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're going to marry a boat captain and you go, well, I don't like the water. Jen adds, I don't think Ben is very comfortable with me doing all of this, but he loves me. He knows I'm an artist, and he's going to support me in every way he can because he knows you can't stop me from making the music I made. He doesn't want to stop me, but that doesn't mean he's comfortable being the muse. Somewhere between March and April, the media starts to notice that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez aren't being photographed together very often, and rumors start to circulate that Ben is living elsewhere. In April of 2024, Jen rebranded her This Is Me Now tour as a greatest hit show amid weak ticket sales and canceled tour dates. Then on May 16th, the couple appears together amid separation rumors, making a private appearance at a school play to support their kids. This was the first public appearance together in 47 days. They were last sighted holding hands in New York City on March 10th. On May 17th, 2024, reports claim that Jen and Ben are living separately. Multiple sources told People magazine that the two were living under separate roofs, with Ben staying at one of their other properties as he filmed The Accountant 2. Ben was also photographed without his wedding ring, but the are they, aren't they wedding ring observations become incredibly tedious, let me tell you. On May 31st, 2024, Jennifer Lopez cancels her summer tour to spend time with family and friends. I can honestly say that I can count on one hand how many times Jennifer has been seen with Ben Affleck since making that statement. Fast forward to July 2024, Jennifer Lopez marked her 55th birthday in the Hamptons with a Bridgerton-themed party without Ben Affleck. And with the latest news that Ben Affleck has purchased a new multi-million-dollar home in California, TMZ claims a divorce is imminent. TMZ broke the story that Bennifer had tried to sell their shared home in Beverly Hills under the radar. They didn't want anybody to know back in June, but there was little to no interest, so they officially put it on the market July 11th for $68 million. According to TMZ, Jennifer is currently looking for a house of her own and claims the couple has been separated since May. The gossip site says Ben recently got all of his belongings out of the Bev Hills home while Jen was in Europe. It's not hard to connect the dots. This marriage, which is just 2 years old, is headed for a conclusion in divorce court. What do you think? Are Ben and Jen headed for divorce? I'm thoroughly disappointed by this new development. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and send to a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey from the block.